Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. In today's video, we've got a really special one for you. We're going to be comparing Shopify versus Wix versus Squarespace. And so we have a three-way comparison. We're going to be talking about, what is the easiest to use, what's the best for beginners, what's the most feature-rich. We're going to be evaluating them on a bunch of different dimensions to allow you to figure out which one is going to work best for you and your business. So strap in, stay tuned, and let's get going. So we've basically, signed up to all three of these platforms for years now, individually and as a team. And so we have quite a lot of experience. We have a number of years of experience working with these platforms in order to give you an independent and unbiased view of what we think is best. So the first metric we want to evaluate is kind of the features. So all three of the platforms, Squarespace, Wix, Shopify, all of them have a great dashboard, which makes online selling kind of easy. But we'll go deeper into them now. So for example, let's start off with Wix. One of the main benefits of using Wix is that you get over 800 customizable templates. That's an astonishing number of templates for you to choose from. And luckily for you, they're actually conveniently categorized into the various niches you may have. So, for example, if you have a jewelry business, there are different templates and different themes that are for that. And if you sell, fashion or clothing, you have the same sort of thing. There is a template designed specifically giving the sort of vibe that you'd expect from that category. Not only that, Wix obviously offers online payments and you can accept all major debit and credit cards directly from Wix native payment gateway. So what's actually cool with Wix is that there are a number of different tools that you can use for marketing. For example, there is an email marketing functionality. There is a tool that helps you create really eye-catching social media posts. They even have AI to refine your Facebook ads. It's really quite special. When it comes to shipping, you can set shipping and automate taxes. Wix also allows you to sell on Facebook, on Amazon, eBay, Facebook, and Instagram. Also, there's the shopping cart customization. You can customize your shopping cart and payment pages to suit your, brand's look and feel. You can also even opt to reveal real-time sales tax. And finally, you can automate anything. You can automate and track every single step of the customer's journey from purchase to delivery. Now, moving on to Shopify. Shopify's feature set is so advanced, I do not have time to rattle them off, but I'm going to give you the quick highlights of them. So one thing Shopify does really well is analytics. You actually don't need to integrate with Google Analytics. Shopify has a native inbuilt tracking system which allows you to track who's come to your store, where they've come from. Now, not as detailed as GA, but in fact it's still good enough for most shops. Unsurprisingly, this includes SEO optimization tools, but also it allows you to sell on Facebook and offer discounts to loyal customers. One thing that I find really great about Shopify is the fact that it has a beautiful mobile app. You can run your whole business on your phone. And not only that, you've got web hosting, you've got blogging, you've got 24/7 support, you've got access to, Shopify's resources and FAQs, the list goes on. Shopify has a bunch of amazing features. Now, we're going to move on to Squarespace. So unlike Shopify, whose main goal is to sell products to users, Squarespace, on the other hand, really just focuses on beautiful web design. While anyone can use Squarespace, it really kind of focuses more on creatives, videographers, photographers, anyone in the creative space who I suppose, have a service to sell rather than potentially selling physical products. Now, in saying that, Squarespace does have the ability for e-commerce, but it's nowhere near as robust as Shopify. So one cool thing is Squarespace's product and sales management. Every time you list a product, it's actually put into a catalog. So if you want to reuse it for, let's say, a email marketing campaign or a blog post, it's really accessible and it's there to be do so. One of Squarespace's best SEO features is its best practices checklist. Now, this provides all the information that you need so that your website appears in the search results. Not only that, when it comes to the actual storefront itself, you get access to 110 of the most beautifully designed websites I have ever seen. You can filter it by topic, so there's around 17 topics to choose from, and you can find beautiful designs in each of the categories. In saying that, it is quite limited, so if your category and your product category actually doesn't sit within one of those 17 topics, it does make it a little bit difficult. There are generic templates, however, it's not as comprehensive as, say, Shopify or Wix. Now we've gone through the basic feature set of the three platforms, it's time to talk about ease of use. What was the easiest platform for me to pick up? Although all three platforms, promise customers a pretty straightforward experience, in my opinion, I found Squarespace to be the most beginner friendly. It had a streamlined, intuitive interface and comes with really sophisticated style controls. And one thing I really liked about Squarespace is its fluid engine content editor. It basically uses blocks, and you can drag and drop these elements and kind of move them around and really place them wherever you want, almost magically. Squarespace also allows you to generate website content with AI, which is another cool tool that you can use. Now, I will say that Wix, that follows closely behind Squarespace. They also have a drag and drop tool and editor, I suppose, but I just found it to be slightly less responsive than Squarespace. Now, Shopify also has that drag and drop editor and tool, and it has a bunch of different sections which you can customize, but some people may find that without coding, it is a little bit tricky. In saying that though, it's still pretty easy, and it just speaks to how good and intuitive Wix and Squarespace is. On the plus side, I will say that Shopify, in terms of creating product pages, was by far and away the best. It blows Wix and Squarespace out of the water. Now, I did touch on the templates and designs of the three websites earlier, but I want to stress the importance of this because, in this day and age, if you're not having a good website that looks visually beautiful, unfortunately, it means that a lot of customers will, run away despite the fact that your product might be amazing. So Wix by far wins this one. 800 different templates. That's totally amazing. It makes it really easy to find something that resonates with you and your business. Shopify comes closely in second. There are over 70 different themes and templates. Some of them are free, it ranges up to $180, but more likely than not, you probably will find something that you like. You can find Shopify's templates on the Shopify theme store. They're traditionally pretty clean. They make good use of the white space. And as always, there is, different categories. So if you're selling, high-end luxury goods, there's a category for that with a bunch of different templates underneath. There's even a theme store community for if you know how to code. You can basically customize a template and make your own theme. But please note, you should probably only do this if you know, CSS or HTML and Liquid. So in comparison to Shopify and Wix, Squarespace only offers around 60 templates. But as I mentioned, it is not quantity that matters, it is quality. Some of Squarespace's templates are visually the most stunning things I've ever seen. Squarespace has this cool matching feature where you kind of type in what website you're building, and then Squarespace will kind of match it to a bunch of different templates. And I found it quite good. If I had to describe the vibe of Squarespace templates, I'm gonna say it's more minimalist. Not to mention, all of Squarespace's templates, they're really easy to customize and they're really easy to format. Alrighty, so let's talk about pricing. When we compare the three, there are some similarities and there are differences within the pricing. So we're gonna start with Wix. There are three main plans. You've got Wix Business Unlimited, which is $27 a month, and you've got Wix Business VIP from $49 a month. One good thing about Wix is that users can try the free Wix plan for no time limit. So you'll be happy to know with Shopify, it is a 14-day free trial, and if you pay $1, you then get access to your first month for that $1, which is great. Shopify has 4 different plans. You've got the Shopify Lite for $9 a month, the Shopify Basic for $29 a month, you got the Shopify plan for $79 a month, and finally, Advanced Shopify for $299 a month. Now with Squarespace, there's also a 14-day free trial. You can pay annually or monthly. Obviously, there is a discount if you pay annually. So prices for the personal plan starts at $12 a month. The business plan starts at $18 a month. Basic commerce starts at $26 a month. Advanced commerce is at $40 a month. So all in all, the cheapest plan of the lot is the Shopify starter. So this is $5 a month, but it doesn't really count because it's not really, you don't really get an online store. You can just sell through messages or social media. Well, what's great about all three is that they all have a free trial option, but Wix lets you have that free trial and use their free plan with absolutely no time limit. All right, enough about pricing. Let's move on to the payment processing solutions. So obviously when you set up a store, you're going to want to accept payments. Now, Wix and Shopify are miles ahead of Squarespace in this regard. Shopify has Shopify Payments and support for over 100 different payment processing portals. So does Wix. Wix also has a similar amount. Wix also lets you connect to over 100 different gateway solutions, whereas Squarespace, well, they only offer PayPal, Stripe, or its default gateway, Squarespace Payments. Now, in terms of transaction fees, Wix does not charge you regardless of what payment platform you use. Squarespace, on the other hand, only doesn't charge you if you subscribe to one of their more expensive plans like the Commerce plan. And Shopify, well, they don't charge you either if you're using Shopify Payments, but please keep in mind that this is not available in all countries yet. Now, what about when it comes to selling internationally? Well, all three of the e-commerce platforms support that. Shopify being the number one in this category by miles, Wix a close second, and Squarespace, unfortunately, is quite limited in this regard. So within Shopify, they have a solution called Shopify Markets. Here, you can create different selling segments and group either a bunch of different countries, for example, like the EU, or you can group them by individual countries. Now, what's great about this is you can actually manage languages, international domains, currencies for all of these different types of segments. Shopify even gives you really valuable customer insights to help you learn more about each segment of your audience. Plus, there is a fulfillment network available to help streamline delivery. Wix's international sales features are also pretty impressive. Now, they don't have Shopify Markets or a dedicated platform, but they do have the ability to translate and localize your website in over 180 different languages. Shopify, for example, only has 20. Well, Wix also has the ability to show local currencies, but when users go to checkout, unfortunately they won't be charged, but that is still a great feature in terms of keeping users on the site and increasing conversion rate. Squarespace, forget about it. You can sell to international markets, but there is absolutely no localization. If you want to translate, you have to use a third-party app, and that is pretty expensive. So, if you're thinking about selling internationally, unfortunately, Squarespace might not be the one for you. Okay, let's talk about dropshipping. So dropshipping and print-on-demand businesses and services have become increasingly more popular over the last couple of years. It allows you to work with third-party vendors and ship directly to the customers without having to actually store the inventory yourself. So if you are a dropshipping or print-on-demand business, I think Shopify once again takes the cake and might be the e-commerce platform that you want to work with. Shopify offers hundreds of dropshipping apps and print-on-demand tools. Plus, retailers can access dedicated dropshipping resources and starter kits, and there's heaps of tutorials and resources to help you get started. Wix does support dropshipping and print-on-demand, but unfortunately, there are not that many options to choose from. Squarespace gives you even less options with only a handful of integrations to choose from. But in saying that, all three of them integrate with the two most popular dropshipping companies, Printify and Printful. So all three of these platforms support apps and third-party integrations, but which one trumps overall? Shopify has probably the most famous app store in the e-commerce world. There are so many different third-party integrations that you can choose from. Tools from sales and marketing to inventory order management. It's limitless what you can choose from. But Squarespace has an app store as well. They call them Squarespace extensions. But in saying that, there's not that many to choose from, there's only 24. It's important to note that for both Shopify and Squarespace, some of the extensions and add-ons are paid and some of them are free. You'll just have to go through the store and filter them through yourself. So like Shopify, Wix has an app store as well. They call it the Wix App Market. And Wix also boasts 250 different plugins for you to choose from. So as you can see, look, in terms of just the sheer volume, in my opinion, Shopify is the superior platform for app integrations and third-party add-ons. But what about when it comes to customer support? You know, this is one of the most important things that a business owner is looking for. Things go wrong, they always do, but it's important for your e-commerce platform to help support you when these things do go awry. So Wix and Shopify, they offer both email and phone support. But disappointingly, Squarespace does not. It only offers email. And this is really upsetting considering you're paying so much. They don't really give you that much support, which is a real shame. Not to mention, Shopify has one of the most active e-commerce communities on the planet. There's heaps of step-by-step guides, there's heaps of resources. If you ask a question in the community, you get it answered. Really, with Shopify, you can't go wrong. In saying that though, there are different YouTube tutorials on how to create a Squarespace website, similar with Wix. There are all that options as well. But I will say, once again, Shopify comes up trumps because of the fact that the customer support options are so limitless and endless. And also the online community is completely unmatched. It's one of the best on the web. Alrighty, now let's look at SEO. Wix offers a complete toolkit for users to SEO optimize their store. Like Shopify and Squarespace, the backend includes server-side rendering, clean URLs, and a maintain XML sitemap. Its SEO functionality is also built in. Shopify also have these nifty backend features which you can use to optimize your store. And the great part is that some of this SEO work is actually automated, so you don't have to do it yourself at all. For instance, there are auto-generated canonical tags and themes with built-in social media sharing and linking options as well. And with Shopify's built-in SEO features, you can actually optimize your content by editing title tags, URLs for blogs, web pages, and meta descriptions also. Not only this, Shopify has a great, simple to understand blog on this topic, which is aimed directly at beginners. So if you have never really learnt about SEO or you're not sure what this whole world's about, take a look at Shopify's blog and YouTube videos. They're super great for beginners to learn basics of SEO. Now, Squarespace also offers a best practices guide on SEO, but it's not as beginner friendly as Shopify. For example, you do need to have a little bit of a base understanding of SEO practices in order to really take full advantage of this. But the good news is, just like Shopify, Squarespace also has SEO optimization built into its backend. Alrighty, so there you have it. With so many different e-commerce platforms out there, it might be overwhelming and confusing to figure out which one is right for you. But ultimately, the decision is up to you. You know your store best. You know the businesses that you're trying to run. You know the products that you're selling. But I will say that is a little bit of a cop-out answer. So if you had to choose, or if I had to choose, in my opinion, if you're selling products, you have to choose Shopify or Wix. Unfortunately, Squarespace does not give you the same functionality of the other two. And ultimately, in my opinion, my heart of hearts, I truly believe that Shopify probably is the best e-commerce platform overall. But let me know in the comments what you think. If you really like this review, give it a like, share your thoughts. We read every comment. And with that, I'll see you next time.